yesterday, Trump tweeted that on January 20th, he wanted credit card companies he felt like they are like just ripping off American people. All right. So on January 20th, he wanted credit card companies to lower the interest rates on the credit cards down to 10%. All right. Down to 10%. And I want to show you guys this here because I have some pictures, but I want to I'm gonna pull up an article here, right? Now Trump is pretty serious about this here. He's demanding that these companies here, right, they do this on January 20th. And Trump, man, he always be coming up with these dates, right? What's January 20th, right? January 20th is when he was elected, all right, when he came into office, all right. And so this is what came out. This is what came out yesterday, and this is gonna be pretty interesting because I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize a president had as much power as they have until Trump came in, right? With all these different executive orders. See, Trump demands credit card companies dramatically slash rates because of affordability here, right? That came out. This came out yesterday. All right. And so basically what he does, what he wants is President Trump demanding a 10% cap on credit card interest rates on Friday. All right. And guys, this is important though because our average credit card interest rate right about now is about 21%. But man, I'm seeing people here, man. When I do debt management programs with people, man, I mean, people paying 28, 29, 31% on interest on the credit cards, right? And so what I want to do is I want to log into the system right here called undebt.it, and I want to show you guys the biggest difference in what will say 28% interest rate on a credit card in comparison to 10% on a credit card, what the monthly payment difference would be. I mean, this could really save a lot of people, man, to where maybe you can get ahead financially on your particular debt because you don't have as much interest that you're necessarily paying per se, right? And so I got a dummy account here, right, that I use where I just kind of just help people learn more about their debts. So in this particular example here, right, I had a young lady that I was working with. We just kind of threw some numbers in. Her total debt was 14,867. Now she has a Navy Federal credit card here with a balance of $7,785. And her interest rate here, we just put in 21%. All right. Now her monthly interest on this here that she's paying, currently monthly interest is $136 here. All right. Now, if I go right here on this Navy Federal right here, and I take this right here from 21%, and I change this right here down to say 10% now, and then I save this here, instead of her paying $136 a month in interest here, guys, you see here how that $136 here now went down to $64.88 on a monthly interest because now it's 10%. Now you gotta think about $136 and now you're doing $64. Let's say for instance you just round that up. That's about $70 per month. That may not sound like a lot, but when you take 70 and you do that over 10 months, that's $700. When you do 70 times 12, you're almost talking about $900 a month now. That now could be going towards the principal. So with this news right here coming out on Trump right here, now I don't know how much power he got to do this, but now if he can do this and demand credit card companies to slash the interest rates down to 10%, oh my, look out. That's going to be good. I'm going to be having a great time because what I want you guys to be able to do, right, is if you got debt, we want to be able to focus on 2026, man. I told this young lady, man, that I was working with here on that $14,000 here. I said, how serious are you about getting rid of this debt? Because if you're very serious about getting rid of this debt, you make over $100,000 a year. This debt can be paid off in a year. But that's going to take a sacrifice. That's going to mean no trips, no Caicos and Turcos, no freaking going shopping on the weekends. None of that. Because you got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? And if you don't want it bad enough, go take the trip and keep running up the credit card and keep paying the interest rate, right? The high interest rates. That if you don't want it bad enough and you feel like you got to take the trips and do it, then go do it, right? But if you want to get to the point to where, in this example here, this young lady here was paying about $439 a month just in minimum payments, right? And $276 of that was going towards interest out of $439 in minimum payments. But minimum payments, guys, is almost like that train just going round and circling and circling and circling, right? Or it's almost like that 90-year-old person if they got some boxing gloves and then they hitting that boxing glove and their arms moving very slow. Minimum payments, you ain't moving the needle when it comes to trying to pay your debts off, man. So guys, we got to get very gazelle in 2026 when it comes to just getting rid of your credit card debt, man, or at least getting it paid down because the interest is killing people. I come in, I say, okay, max out your Roth IRA at 7,500. People be looking at me like crazy, like, sure, that's a lot of money. Oh, but then when we go on this undebt website and then we look and see you paying $7,500, 7,500 just in interest on your debt on the decisions that you don't made in the past. If you got rid of this here, you can max out a Roth IRA like these people, other people doing these in this community, and it ain't no problem for them because $7,500 a year is $21 a day. $21 a day. That's you going buying coffee, you going buying a bagel, and whatever, right? That's $21 a day. It's the mindset shift that we got to be able to have because you know what? I tell you like this right here. If you come into this community with a poverty mindset and you want me to help you, I can't help you. I'm not gonna be able to help you with a poverty mindset. I always tell my wife this right here, right? I say, baby, I say, I'm to the point where I have to have everything around me. It has to be positive energy, right? Because if I get myself into negative energy, I can't be able to feed into you. I can't be able to feed into my job. I can't be able to feed into this large community of people that I got because that's how I'm built, man. I'm built in, okay, look, every day is going to be a challenge when I wake up, right? I speak to many of people throughout the day, whether it's text message, whether it's one on one, just in this community. I got stuff I'm dealing with on the rental properties. Matter of fact, I got a house right about now. I hadn't had a tenant in it for about 6 months because I got mold in it, dealing with mold issues, right? Contract is coming in and out, right? I'm working a 9 to 5 job, managing people, right? To whom much is given, much is required. I understand that. I love it. No complaints from me. But that's why I say if you got a poverty mindset and you feel like, hey, look, I might not can't do this, well, you might not, this community might not be good for you. But if you come in here and say, Sherwin, I want to get rid of this debt. I want to start changing my mindset. I want to let things that held me back in 2025, I'm not going to be looking back. I'm going to be looking forward. I want to be able to change my mindset from consuming every single thing. And now, sure, when I want to be a product of ownership, I want to be a product of having my kids of ownership. I want to be able to understand, like, where is my money going versus me wondering where my money is going. And you're going to be able to do that, being able to go in and log into your bank account and not be scared to look into it versus just looking into it when you get paid. That's the mindset and shift that we got to be on in 2026. Because if you don't watch what's happening, then you're going to continue to fall in that same trap to figure out, well, how did this credit card bill get $5,000 on? It can happen just like that. And before you know it, you got $10,000.